Buying a home is more than just a transaction. It's a journey. And for many, it can feel overwhelming, confusing, and even a little scary. But hey, you're not alone. Welcome to From Rents to Roots, Homeownership with Work Hard Mortgage, where we share real stories from real people who have navigated the home buying process. In each episode, we sit down with first-time homebuyers, industry experts, and real estate professionals to talk about the challenges, surprises, and lessons they've learned along the way. If you're dreaming of owning a home but don't know where to start, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome to From Rents to Roots. Good to be here with the Hellowells and get to know them a little bit better and their journey to home ownership, right?
Ooh.
So we got Betsy, Lynn, and Nicole here. So anyhow, this will be good. So let's kind of get to know you guys first. Give us a little background here, I guess. Go ahead, Betsy. We'll start with you.
I started in Provo, Utah when I was a little kid and moved to Lehigh when I was 12. Stayed there until I got married, and then we moved all over. But where I grew up is now Saratoga Springs.
Okay, perfect.
So, yep.
Changed a little bit since you've been.
It's changed a lot since I grew up there.
Lynn, where are you from?
I'm from Idaho.
Idaho, okay.
And we moved around quite a bit growing up. And we ended up in Saratoga years ago
Okay.
when it was just
Dirt
5
road.
houses out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We were neighbors, but we were 5 miles apart neighbors. That's how it was out there at that time.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In those days.
In those days, yeah.
Yeah, no stoplights out there.
No stoplight, yeah, a little different, yeah.
Yeah, no stoplight, no people. It was nice.
Nicole,
Well, I was born in American Fork,
okay,
but the majority of my life was in Montana.
okay,
So
Yeah.
that's where these lovely people raised me. And now I'm back in Utah. I'm in Saratoga. Well, now I have a house
Yes, you
in
do.
Eagle Mountain.
Yes, you do.
Woo!
Yes,
It's
perfect.
phenomenal.
Well, so let's talk about that. So, owning a home. So, when did that, when did that idea kind of like, hey,
That was never on my radar.
Okay, never on your
Not-
radar.
not
No,
on
Okay,
ours.
I never thought I'd get to a stage in life where I could own a home.
Okay.
I'm going to say that now.
sure, yeah. But what changed then?
The fact that I got the opportunity that I could split a home
Sure,
and start that process, I didn't think I'd have the credit for it and or finances.
sure, okay,
And that this kind of brought in it was explained to me in a way that I was like, oh, I can do this.
yeah,
It's not impossible. It's a little balance act, but
sure.
here I am.
And maybe for the audience then, so explain what you guys ended up doing. So these are your parents, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and so you guys ended up essentially splitting a home. Talk to us about that. What did you end up doing?
So we ended up finding a home that had a basement apartment.
Okay.
And so my parents basically get the whole upstairs. They've
Mm-hmm.
got plenty of room for themselves. And then I get the whole downstairs basically to myself.
Okay.
And it's private enough that it works beautifully.
Sure.
But you're close enough to family that it's not a big trouble if you're like, hey, I forgot to lock my front door. Could you do that for me? That'd be great. So that's the basic gist of it.
Okay. No, perfect. And Lynn and Betsy, what made you guys decide, hey, instead of just buying it on our own, hey, let's have our daughter, kind of go in on it. What started that conversation?
Well, we started looking for a home in 2020. But we knew we couldn't get anything big at that point. And so we knew we'd need to wait a little bit. Well, then the market went
Out the
Wrong
window.
way.
Yeah, wrong way.
way the opposite of what we needed. And we've been looking for a while.
Years.
Yeah, years. And we've been looking, trying to find something that would fit just us. And nothing looked right. Nothing felt right. We just looked, and then finally we decided maybe we need to have a multi-family home. And at first we talked about just seeing if we could rent the basement or rent the apartment that was in it. And we could buy it, but financially they don't count that income as
Yeah.
part of your income, because what if there's a month that's not rented? Then you have to come up with that money. So then we decided to invite Nicole to just come in with us. And when that happened, it was like it was quick.
Whirlwind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like really quick because it put us in a different perspective, a different market, and we could look differently.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Now, buying a home, you mentioned starting in 2020. What were some of the fears and, apprehensions that you had about buying? I mean, what held you back, I guess, for buying,
Well, do you want to?
Nothing felt right.
Just nothing felt right.
I mean, we've gone from Point of the Mountain even down into Mona,
Mona?
and we looked at a lot of homes, went through a lot of open houses, and there was something, each house, there's part that you like, part of it we didn't. And with her job, I mean, you were looking down at like Mableton, Spanish Fork, that's, 45 minutes for her to drive.
Yeah.
And, traffic is getting worse
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was all kind of, we're, deciding on that. So that's, I mean,
That
there are a lot of homes we
space.
saw and a lot, but then the prices.
Yeah.
You find one that go along, it'd be way, so,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, I mean, this one was just shot in the dark.
Sure. Sure.
Well, and up to that point, we had rented forever because we have moved a lot.
Yeah.
And so we just never had the opportunity to buy.
Yeah.
And so we've never bought a home ever. And
Yeah.
so when we got to the point where in 2020 where we were like, okay, it's time to start looking, we had never, and then after the prices went berserk,
Yeah.
we were like, we're never going to own a home.
Sure.
But rent went up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as
And
bad.
it just
Yeah.
kept going up and up
Yep.
and up. And we just were like, we can either rent and pay ridiculous amount of money to rent, or we can buy.
Yeah.
Paid
And
a
so-
ridiculous amount for a mortgage. It was basically the same. Rent
Sure.
equaled mortgage.
Sure.
If
Sure.
you look at a lot of other places, that's kind of how I felt when I was looking for a place too, because I was
Yeah.
going to rent again.
Oh, yeah. And that was another thing why we decided to bring in Nicole, was because she was looking at a different place.
Yeah.
We were looking at a different place, trying to figure out where we were all going to land. And it was like, you know what? This makes sense to buy something and then just share the responsibility.
Yeah.
And I didn't need a big space. I just needed something.
Yeah. Well, and so Nicole, you mentioned, hey, the same as rent versus mortgage and stuff like that. So then why did you buy, as opposed to just renting,
Because my rent is going to equal a mortgage. The space that I wanted and the amount of privacy that I wanted,
Yeah.
I would be paying more for that depending on where you go. Even it doesn't anywhere in Utah, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
And I did not. I have had so many roommates. I've gone from having like 10 roommates
Sure.
to like 5 roommates, and granted, 5 isn't as bad, but I really didn't want to do that again. I didn't
Sure.
want to have to split. And I think back then, even that, splitting it with 5 people, I was still paying about $900.
Yeah.
So rather than, and that was back when it was cheaper.
Sure.
Now
Sure.
I look at the same space, and with the same amount of people, it would have been like $2,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So when my parents came to me asking, hey, you want to join in on this? I was like, yeah, sure, just to help them get a house. I didn't think I would be getting an apartment at the same time, but we found something and it worked. And with the math, I was like, I'd be paying for a mortgage versus a home versus renting, and I would much rather have a house that's
Sure.
mine, and I
Yep.
can say, this is my space.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep. Perfect. Okay. No, I love that. During the process itself, so, once you finally, found a home and stuff like that, how was that process as far as, actually getting the loan and going through the process and stuff? So,
Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking? what was nerve-wracking about it? What was scary?
Well, just everything we had to do.
Sure.
Every time we turned around, there was something, either real estate or, that you're kind of like, whoa, you don't know about it till you do it.
Sure.
A lot of forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Yes.
of
Yep.
forms.
Yep.
A
Yep.
lot of legal mumbo jumbo.
But I feel like it was pretty straightforward because we would get an email,
Mm-hmm.
the forms would be in it, you could read through the forms, and each one of us got our own email.
Yeah.
So we could each look through it, or we could sit down together and look through it
Yeah.
and sign it together. We had a lot of conversation.
Did have a lot of conversation.
And it would be like, you got the email? Open it up. And
Yeah.
yeah.
What's yours saying?
Yeah. Do you guys understand this? But it was actually, I thought, pretty slick because you didn't have to go. I don't know what it was like back when everything was on paper.
Yeah.
But it would be like you'd have to go in and sign something, then come
Yep.
back and then go back in and sign something. This was very easy,
Yeah.
in my opinion, to just be able to.
And
Sign
explained
it.
nicely.
Oh yeah,
Like during the signing the forms, there were certain times it's like, what exactly is the terminology? What are you trying to ask here?
Yeah.
And then they'd explain it. I was like, oh, that makes more sense because I'm not a legal person.
Of course. Yeah.
yeah.
And this is your first time doing it, so
It
you
is my
don't know
first
all
time.
these things, right?
And I
You
never
know.
thought I'd be doing
Yeah.
it, so I
Yes.
never looked it up. I never did my own research that way.
Yeah. So did it ever get tough? Did you ever like think about backing out on the deal? You know, as far as, hey, this is a little scary. Was there ever a moment where you were a little nervous? Like,
Oh,
so-
there were moments when I was nervous, but backing out, it was like, nope, we're going
okay.
forward.
The only time was with the house that we were like, when we put the offer out and we're like,
Oh, because we had put an offer on another house,
Okay.
yeah.
and they weren't as friendly as this home was, as the people for this home, and but once it got rolling,
It was easy.
once it got going, it was just like, and it was like Lynn said, a whirlwind,
Yeah.
because it just went fast. It was like we looked, and then boom, it was done.
Yeah. Now you had mentioned that you'd looked from point of the mountain down to South Utah County kind of thing. How did you decide on? How did you land on where you're at now, which was Eagle Mountain, right? So how'd you come to that choice?
Who wants to say?
I'm not.
Well, I feel like we were guided there. I feel like it
That
was
particular house, yes.
we had put an offer on another house and we really liked it, but it still needed more. It wasn't perfect. And when we walked through this house, and our realtor, he was trying to show us everything that he thought we could do. And this one, it just happened to be, oh, we're looking at this other house. This one's in the area. Let's just go look at this one. They're having an open house today. Let's just go look at it. And that's seriously the way it was. And we walked through it. And the minute we walked in the door, we were like, wow, this could fit us. And then we would walk into another room and it would be like, wow, I would have done that. And then it was like, and then we walked downstairs.
And that's where I was like, this could be my location. Now I see.
Yeah, plenty of space. Plenty of space inside and outside. I mean, separate entrance. She's got her own patio. We've got our patio. It's just, it just fit us. And I can remember,
quiet.
and it's quiet.
It's quiet.
That's what we were looking for, is quiet. And so the Eagle Mountain, I never thought I would live in Eagle Mountain,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it was quiet, and
Yeah.
that was the big thing we were looking for. But it was, I just remember when we got done, Lynn came to me and he was like, we've got to put an offer on this house.
Well, our real estate agent said, you need to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and we did, but we were the second or third offer already. You know, this is an hour after we
Yeah.
walked in.
Yeah.
Literally in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But so it all just fit together. But our realtor, he pointed out to us, he said, of all the houses we've looked at, this one checks all the boxes. And so it was like, it felt right. And then we didn't get the first offer.
Okay.
They took another offer,
Yeah.
and then that offer
fell
fell through. It took a couple of weeks, and then he was like, you want a house? And I was like,
Yes.
yep, we do.
So you were in backup position, and then you were able to come into the first position and get it.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the things you mentioned too is important for a lot of people to know, because when the right house comes along, sometimes you have to act quickly, right? And I think a lot of times people, I don't know, and by that time they may have
gone.
lost it, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
gone. Yep.
And so one of the benefits of looking for a little while, though, is that when you see the right house, which it sounds like this one was, you just both felt right, all three of you felt right, then it's like, okay, no, we need to act, right?
Yeah.
And so, because had you felt right with other houses? I mean, you if you looked at a lot of houses, I'm guessing you probably felt right at some point with others, or did you? You know, yeah.
Somewhat.
You know, like, but we look at, well, we need to change this. We
Yeah.
need to change that, you know.
Or redo the whole basement.
Sure.
Yeah, redo
You
the
know,
basement
so
or it
that
needs
was,
this.
you know,
Yeah.
so you look at the price, you know, it was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to another, you know, 60, 70,000 on top of that to
Yeah.
Finish.
And we
Minimum.
just, like, you know, we were at max
Yeah.
what we could.
Yeah.
So that's what,
And this just checked, it literally checked all the boxes that we needed.
It was a little more of a smart home than certain people are used to, but you guys are doing
Used to.
great.
Yeah. We still don't know all the,
Bells and
Buttons.
whistles.
Sure. Hey, that'll come with time, right? You know.
Yeah.
That'll come with time. Is there anything that surprised you about the process, both finding a home and / getting a loan? Anything surprise you about it? Anything stand out that's like, oh, I didn't expect that?
How smooth it was.
Oh.
Like, I expected there to be more meetings or chit chat about it, but it was very like, no, we've got this set up and this set up. All you need to do is step 3.
Yeah.
You know, they took care of the big questions that I had.
Sure.
And so I didn't feel like I had to spend days or weeks just reading through things and getting confused and going, I want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it worked. Or at least in my opinion, that's how I felt for it.
Sure. Good.
yeah, I felt like we were guided through the whole thing. We weren't left alone to research things.
Yeah.
We weren't,
We were given privacy, but we were never like said, you're solo now.
Yeah.
You know, there was always somebody to either contact via email or text or phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool.
yeah.
I have questions.
And I want to say the process even after the loan went through, after the follow-up is what I've been impressed with, because can we say that I had a sister that bought a home
Yeah.
this last year, and she has no follow-through
Oh, really?
with any of her financial. She has no follow-through, and we have had people checking in on us, seeing if everything's okay. And that's, I guess, what I was impressed with too, is because we weren't just dropped.
Sure.
It's not like you got the loan now.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
You got the loan now. Now this is what your house is worth. I just got an email the other day that said, this is what your house is worth. This is what the market's doing. And I'm just like, wow, this is kind of impressive that this comes with the deal.
Yeah. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Well, and I think that goes back to, you know, the reason we're even doing this podcast is we're trying to help people long term, right? You know,
Yes.
this isn't a one and done transaction.
Right.
You know, we consider you, you know, a client, and the reality is you're probably not going to buy another house, so we're probably not going to make any more money off you per se.
Right.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
She might,
But
though.
She might.
I
That's
might.
right.
Who knows?
That's
I got
right.
one. I might get another.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's just about helping people, right? And,
Yeah.
and that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, how do we help? And so, no, I love that. That's good feedback.
Really good.
Yeah. So, you know, talking about the emotional part of things, was there a moment where you were like, hey, this is really happening, you know, and maybe describe that, I guess.
oh, we
you
were
know?
dazed. You know, I mean, that's like, you know, it went so fast, you know, once we, you know, started it, you didn't have time to think.
Sure.
You know, it went so fast, and, you know, like, things were explained and everything like that. So between you and our real estate agent, it made it easier.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing hard for us to do except for sign the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But it was emotional. I mean, we
Oh,
would
yeah.
we
Oh,
would
yeah.
get together and go, we're getting a house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was partly thinking, I was like, okay, what's gonna happen that's gonna cause something to fall through? Is this a dream?
Yeah.
And that was my part of the emotional roller coaster, you know,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
when's the next shoe gonna drop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing is ever this quick.
No.
Sure.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, and it just happened.
And it was rocky at times, but that was because we were looking for a house. But after it was settled and done, it was like,
Yeah.
and you sit there going, I didn't feel like I was pushed into doing something else during the process. It was like, here's your time. These are your resources. You have all that you need. All you need to do is this. And I was like, oh, it's that easy? It's like pushing the easy button,
Sure.
you know? I
Yeah,
was like, oh,
yeah.
wow, okay.
Well, and you hear other stories from other people.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, it went how fast?
Yeah.
You did what?
Yeah.
Wow, we didn't even know you were ready to buy.
Yeah.
Well, it just happened, and it was like, you know, just boom.
Yeah.
It really, and I guess that's what we're all saying is it
Yeah.
just, it was once the ball got rolling,
And once
zoom.
once people were informed, it was like, okay, we got this.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still have to pinch myself some days.
Well, and how long have you owned a home now? How long have you been in there?
2 months?
We moved in, we had to be out of the old other house on the 30th of June.
Okay.
So.
July,
the
August.
The last 2 weeks of June, we moved. And
Yep.
so the 1st of July, we're in the.
Officially
new house.
in.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been a month and how many days? 12
Month-
days?
month.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about owning a home now?
It's quiet. It's the perfect, I still have to pinch myself. I do. Because it's like, I have my family with me
Yeah.
and I can enjoy and I can invite people over and it's ownership and I can do things to the walls.
Yeah.
Take pictures.
I can take pictures.
Nobody's
I
going to
can-
tell you no.
Exactly. And if I want to move the picture, I can move the picture.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
And
Love
you
it.
can have 10 million plants downstairs and in
Yes.
your own rainforest and it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I was going to mention too. I'm like, I can say this is mine.
Yeah.
And I get to make the final say in
Yeah.
I want this here, I want this here,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. And if there's ever an appliance or something, I can be like, oh, I have the right to say I want to change that.
Yeah.
And I can remove it and do whatever. So it's
And we have. There were
And
things that
there
were in
we
the
have.
home that we've taken out and not used
Yeah.
because they didn't fit us and we've put in our own. And it's like, this is phenomenal
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
we've rented forever. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you really don't have that freedom
Yeah.
to do that.
I remember being
So,
told, no, you
we got
can't
our-
paint.
We got our own fridge. It was great.
I love that. Love it. Love it. I can tell the excitement, and I love that. It's a big deal. Well, okay. So looking back, is there anything you wish you'd known, back in 2020, or really at any point? But is there something looking back you wish you'd known before starting this process?
You?
Okay.
I don't know.
I wish we would have met.
Actually, we did. We came to you
Yeah.
earlier, and it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
And
That's what you told us.
Yeah.
and we didn't feel the pressure
Yeah.
of because you weren't involved then.
No.
But we didn't feel the pressure that we needed to stay with you.
Sure.
Or and you encouraged us actually to go shopping.
Sure.
And look in other places. And we did.
Yeah.
We did. But this is where we ended up because this is where we needed to be. And it was like, I'm glad that you were here through the process. I'm
Yeah.
glad that our realtor was knowledgeable enough about you to refer you to us. And it was because when we didn't feel that pressure in the beginning,
Yeah.
we knew that that's where we wanted to go.
Sure.
It was like we didn't need to be bullied or anything or
Well, if
pressured
we had a
into-
question, we could call you or talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would sit down and say, okay, do this.
Yeah.
But like you said, you even look around.
Yeah.
Told us to look around.
Sure.
But it just,
And we did. We
Yeah.
did. And it just was,
yeah.
I knew you'd come back.
Well, other places told us.
we just didn't get
Sure.
the service.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, good. Any advice then that you would give someone that's renting right now and debating if they should buy and stuff like that? Any advice to those people?
It's not as terrifying. I would say that. I didn't think it was at all possible because of the way, that you look at the world and the way the economy is working right now. You don't think you'd have the ability to,
Sure.
which you certainly do. There are far more options than you would think nowadays. And the fact that you can split it the way it is, I thought it was like you had to be married or you have to be single.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that this could be split as a family sort of situation. So
Sure.
I was very happy that that was available.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing to look and compare
Sure.
wherever you're going. Like it's okay to take that first step.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, there's plenty of people to help you navigate wherever to go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And don't be in a hurry.
yeah.
That's kind of what we were. We were like, like we said, we started in 2020, 2019 actually, and then
Yeah.
and then it just never, and we did it slow, but we weren't in a big hurry, so you just wait until you.
Well, it's gotta feel right.
Yeah.
You know, the house has to feel right, where you're going has to feel right. If it doesn't, you're gonna be miserable,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, we looked at a
We looked at a lot of
homes.
houses.
We have a notebook full of all the homes we looked at. We didn't date them, or sorry
We should have
didn't.
brought it. It's
But I
a
mean,
notebook, and
yeah.
it's like
It's thick.
2/3 full.
Sure. Sure.
So we've seen a lot of houses, went to open, you know, but it just, we'd drive by it, nope, don't, just to look at it, you
Sure.
know? And we're kinda rural people, I like the quiet.
Yeah.
I didn't like 4-lane highway out my back door, and
Sure. I get
I
it.
couldn't hear yourself talk with the
Yeah.
door open, and so, you know, and like that, you know, we've looked and looked, and times I thought I would never get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'd go to a home, and first thing we'd do is roll down the windows and just see what
So-
Yeah, I was like,
Interesting.
and if we could hear traffic. Like there was one house we looked at in Lehigh that was just, it would have fit us okay, and we rolled down the windows and we're like, oh my gosh, we can hear a road.
Yeah.
We can hear traffic. You can't see it, but we could hear it. And it was like, nope, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
For us, it was.
Sure.
And so when we pulled up to this one and we rolled down the windows and we were like, wow. And then, can I just tell them, after we moved in, we opened the windows, the back door in the morning to let the cool air in and everything. And we actually heard birds.
Oh.
And
nice.
we have not heard birds
Yeah.
for years.
Sure.
Because it's been so noisy where we were living before.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
So again, and maybe that's some advice you would give, is have some of those deal breakers things, right? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, because you mentioned, hey, for you, it was the sound, right? And being next to a road, some people might not care about that, right?
Right.
They're like, hey, I'd prefer the bigger house, or, you know,
Yeah.
the location.
Yes.
But for you, that was a deal breaker. And so I think just knowing what those deal breakers are
Yes.
helps. So then you're able to not waste time on houses that, oh, nope.
Well, and I think that came to looking
Sure.
too, because the more we looked, the more we knew what we wanted.
Sure. Yeah.
So because we weren't in a hurry,
Yeah. Yeah.
we just looked.
Well, we were in a hurry, but, you know, couldn't find it.
Sure.
the hurry
sure.
didn't happen until the
Last
couple-
two
couple
weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I was gonna say the last year is what I felt.
Oh.
That's when like
Oh,
the
yeah.
crunch. 'Cause
Sure.
That's when I joined into
Yeah.
the battle, and I
Yeah.
was like, all right, let's figure this out.
Well, you came in to the picture in like April,
Yeah,
and we bought the
No.
house March or April.
but you asked me before that.
Oh, okay.
That's when I came in. I didn't start house hunting with you until April.
Okay.
Because I figured I was just going to be on the mortgage and they were just going to have their house.
Sure.
But then when I realized, why am I renting and going to have this?
Yep.
Might as well get it all in one shot. And
Yeah.
so,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing we were looking for. We were looking for a basement apartment.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, whether she moved in or
Somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, and the benefit, and that's partly why I like your story too, is I think it shows people that there's more than one way to buy a house, right? You know, so I think we're kind of locked into, I mean, you mentioned like, hey, you have to be married or single or, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, and so it's like, well, okay, there's one way to do it. And so, no, there's not one way. There's lots of ways. And so this is a great way to show that, hey, there's another path
Yeah.
here, right?
Get
So,
creative.
get creative, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can make it happen. So if you guys could sum up your home buying experience in you know, one word or one sentence, what would you say if you could sum it up?
The actual home buying.
I think Dad said it right when whirlwind,
Whirlwind.
but like a satisfying whirlwind.
Satisfying whirlwind.
Satisfying whirlwind.
I like it. I like it. Yep, I like it. Okay. Any other advice or any other, you know, things you'd want to talk about as far as the experience goes and things?
Just find people
that you trust.
that you trust
Yeah.
and
Or
that you
feel-
can feel
yeah.
comfortable with, because we felt like through the whole process, it was the realtor, it was you guys, it was others that were involved in the process that I feel like we can trust, and that's a good feeling
Yeah.
because
You don't just need your friends house shopping for you.
Yes.
Right, right. And then when you hear stories of things that have happened with other people and you're going, oh my gosh, we have never experienced that because we've had pretty phenomenal people in our corner
Yeah.
helping us through this process.
Yeah. So the right people matter.
Yes,
Yes.
the right
Yeah.
people
Yes.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There weren't, not, you know, I mean, I suppose that's in any field, right? You know, just because you have that title of whatever position that is, that doesn't mean you're actually good at it, right? You know,
Right.
I mean, unfortunately,
Right.
you have to,
Ask around.
yeah. No.
Ask around.
Don't be afraid to ask around. Like there's this mentality like once you start with one thing or one person,
Yeah.
you're loyal to that person.
Sure.
I don't know. I felt that it was appropriate to, talk to other people
Yeah.
to see. And if you vibe with them, because
Sure.
sometimes there's people that we've met that have gone, realtor shopping with
Yeah.
a person and they're like, they didn't listen right.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's like, well, then I don't think you have the right person helping you out.
100%.
Well, even with the mortgage companies, I mean,
Yeah.
we had a couple of experiences that we thought they were our friends, and it was like, you know what? I just don't feel comfortable.
Sure.
So
Sure.
that was, I mean, you've got to find who fits.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really do.
No, that makes sense. And I like that advice. You know, just because you started with them doesn't mean you have to keep going with them.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we do feel obligated, right? And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. So
No.
love that. This has been great. I think you guys, your story is great, and I think this can help a lot of people. You know, anything else that you'd like to add, or any other advice you'd give before we wrap things up?
Just buying a house is fun.
It's a stressful, fun time.
It's a stressful fun, but it's like,
That's why
We-
I'm losing all my hair.
Yeah. Before I met you, I mean, before you came in, you had a full head of hair, right? You know, so,
just a few years ago.
Yeah, that was just man.
Yeah.
So well, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in, and I think this will help a lot of people. So appreciate
Good.
you.
Good.
glad
I
to
hope
help.
so.
Yes.
I hope
Glad
so.
to help. That's exactly it. So thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to From Rents to Roots. I hope today's episode gave you insight, confidence, and maybe even a little inspiration on your homeownership journey. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. And if you're ready to take the next step in buying a home or just have questions, reach out to me or my team at Work Hard Mortgage. We'd love to help you on your path to homeownership. Until next time, keep working hard, keep building your future, and we'll see you soon.